And when you look at stats that show what percentage of Fortune 500 companies are all founded or led by immigrants, I don't think that's a coincidence. The old analogy about burning your boats when you get to shore is a similar one. So many people can't return back to their old country or choose not to, and they're here. And this is it.
More hungry people are coming, right, who have nothing to lose. And they're willing to risk their entire career to do something new.
You're not going to pack your bags and go back home to where you came from, right? So I think that kind of drive is super critical.
As an immigrant, you go through different facets of life and different challenges that make you more resilient. You break through barriers you didn't know you could, or you didn't even know that existed.
There's another school of thought that says, people who come to the United States is kind of a self-selected group of people. They're the super talented ones who get scholarships to come to the US. They're the really hardworking ones. They're the ones who want to take a risk.
When we came here to America, or even when we originally immigrated to Canada, it was calculated risk. And it's the same for entrepreneurship. You don't just blindly jump off any cliff. You assess the market. You look at what's coming up that's new and hasn't been tried yet, but has the potential for great gain. And that's what I did with my company.
Of course, language is the first problem. So, you are the ultimate outsider, not being able to communicate with the people that are around you. You spend more energy in areas that you're already succeeding in, right? We all like to feel good about ourselves, and math is an area where the symbology is so rich that you can express yourself without having to deal with grammar or things of that nature. So I think that has a bit of a steering effect early on, that there's a lot of us in STEM because of that.
When I get to the group situation, like 6, 7 people are talking together, it was so difficult to inject my opinions. And the Microsoft was full of type A people. So it was very hard at the beginning. But I learned that I can beat them by writing a great code. The funny thing happened was because I was not able to sort of contribute in the group discussions, my boss gave me a prototyping work, which I can do alone. And that prototype became a base of Windows 95 eventually. And it was very surprising because I was not able to speak English well, but the Microsoft actually used my demo at one of the big developer conference within a year I came, and I presented my prototype as the next generation of operating system. That was the first real success for me.
Being immigrant has helped me greatly. As a CTO of Flexe, it has allowed me to pave the way for diversity and inclusion at Flexe. Because we believe it actually helps us become a better company. These different viewpoints helps us to be a more inclusive company. In such a $1.4 trillion market, we know that we have to build for a large variety of people.
We talk a lot about diversity on gender and race, but we do not talk enough about diversity on international experiences.
We're facing a global economy. Chinese market is big, right? So if the teams have Chinese founders, I would say definitely help a lot, especially when you want to acquire a Chinese market.
I'm a huge believer in that different points of view make for better decisions. So the mere fact that you were brought up somewhere else, that you have seen different food and different behaviors and different decision makers and different types of values, core value sets, already put you in a very privileged position to be part of a good team.
And if you have people from all over the world in the same room, they're going to give you how that solution translates to their country of origin. And that helps you get a perspective of how you can build the idea so that it is all inclusive and it can solve problems on different scales and it can scale up to different markets.
You need to know who your customers are. And how do you know your customers? CEO cannot go and visit every single country. And even if he or she did, they won't know the needs and the pain points of that country. So if you want to be a successful company, you want people who can bring that perspective to the table. It's like, be thankful that somebody is giving you international marketing input and international customer feedback, you sitting in one conference room in your office versus you having to go to China or Australia or India or Ukraine.